What's going on, people? The story I'm about to get into is actually something that it's a subject that I normally don't talk about. Normally what I talk about is either politics, foreign policy, or police brutality. Lately I've been covering a lot of police brutality and police corruption because it's a lot of it, and it's a very prevalent subject in American society. And it needs to be addressed because we're in a state of emergency on that, in this day and time, unfortunately. But this particular article that I read a few days ago that someone passed on to me, it really kind of haunted me for a while. I read it and I thought, wow, that was something that was completely unavoidable. It was something that didn't need to happen. And the thing that bothered me this actually happened a couple of years ago. And I'm just thinking, wow, why is this happening? Why are people making these decisions that's totally unwise? And something I want to get clear right off the bat is this, because I know some of the things that I'm going to say in this video may make a few people upset. First of all, I'm not homophobic at all whatsoever. I don't care what a man or a woman does and who they're doing it to, as long as it's not a child in the privacy of their own home, or if it's just between the two of them in a hotel room, in the back of a car, whatever. I don't care. Elevator, whatever. Whatever. Do your thing. And some of the most trustworthy people I've ever met in my life were gay people. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I really personally don't know any transgenders, like people who have, that really want to look like a woman, or is in the process, or have been through the process of looking like an actual woman. I don't know. I know gay people, but I don't know any transgenders. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, if I did know one, or if, I would treat them the same, So I just want to get that out there. But the thing that really bothers me about this case is it seems like we have two completely normal people who were caught up in a situation that they didn't need to be caught in. Now, let me say something, and this is one of the things that I'm going to say that might make a few people upset. But I'm going to explain what I'm talking about, and I think a few brothers out there can understand what I'm talking about. Now, let me be clear. This man should not, for so many obvious reasons, he should not have murdered this man or young lady, whatever. We'll just refer to her as a young lady, just to be clear, or a transgender. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that because of her life and because of his life. Now, this man was studying to be a weather forecaster. So this isn't somebody who was out on the prowl looking for transgenders to stab to death. This is not some psychopath that I know of. He doesn't have a history of violence. And it seemed as though he was looking forward to going on with life as a weather forecaster, and he had dreams and aspirations. And I'll be honest with you, he also was victimized. He was victimized. Look, anytime you have sex, and now they didn't have full intercourse. In other words, I don't think there was any penetration. From the way he described it, there was a form of sex, maybe some kissing or whatever. You guys know the drill. You know what foreplay is or whatever. But that is sex. And any heterosexual male that engages in that, they only want to engage in that with a woman. an actual woman, a person who was born as a woman. And I have to be perfectly honest with you. I consider myself to be a nonviolent person. I tried to think back in my past history to see if I actually started a fight, and I want to say no. I've been in some fights, of course, but all the fights I've been in, I was on the defense, and I've never actually started a fight with anybody. Now, when I was younger in high school, and at a party, and I look over and I see my boys involved in a fight or whatever, and I don't even know what the hell's going on, but I don't need to know. All I know is they're fighting. Yeah, I ran over and then jumped in that. But I mean, as far as a one-on-one, just going, punching somebody and starting a fight, I can't really remember ever doing that. So pretty much, I'm a nonviolent person, to my opinion. Now, I try to imagine myself in this situation that this guy was in this hotel room. And I can pretty much tell you I probably would not have killed this transgender person. I'm really kind of confused as to what to call her, but I'll do my best. But I wouldn't have done that for so many personal reasons. Like, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want my kids to see me go to prison. I don't want my loved ones to see me go to prison. I don't want to get the death penalty. I want to continue to live my life. I live a pretty good life. I want to continue that. But, look, who's to say that I would be thinking about those things at that time? I could completely lose it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know that on some level, I would fucking lose it if this happened to me. I really can't tell you what I would do, but it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. I don't think it would be murder. It definitely wouldn't be stabbing someone 190 times. But the point I'm making is that if someone like me would respond to something like that, you've got to know that if you are a transgender and you're pulling a man into a situation like that, you're taking the chances that at best he's going to get very, very violent with you and he's going to cause bodily harm. Now, don't get it twisted. I do know that there's some people out there who are gay or transgender or whatever who can, they can switch that shit on and off like a switch on the wall. I've seen a straight dude that thought he was going to kick a gay dude's ass, and that gay dude, it was like he had a switch and he just switched it up. And next thing I know, the dude who thought he was going to kick the gay dude's ass, he had been punched about 6 or 7 times rapid fire. So don't get it twisted. I'm not one of these people walking around thinking that just because somebody's gay, you can kick their ass. But my point is that by the time you even get ready to defend yourself, this person that you put in this situation may have just completely lost it. Because sex is personal, even for guys who go around sleeping with a lot of women. It's personal. It's a personal choice. And to be honest with you, I view this as a form. I'm not trying to disrespect rape victims, like people who have actually been violently raped, but this is a form of rape. Anytime you're having sex with someone and you know that you have some sort of information to where if you told that person, they may change their mind about having sex with you, and you hold that information, that's wrong. That's wrong. You are then at that point doing something wrong. If you're dating someone, really dating, and you're married, and you don't tell that person you're married, you're doing something wrong. You're pulling that person into a situation they may not want to be in. Now, you got people out here that don't give a damn. But, at least they have a chance to make a choice. Here's one of the articles that I'm going to put down in the bottom. I actually like this one a little bit better than the other one. The other one did a pretty good job of covering
the actual case itself, telling you what he was charged with. This one touches a little bit more on him personally. Like I said, the guy just seemed to be a perfectly normal guy. Just got caught up in a situation. This is sad to me. I mean, I really hate to see this. I wish he would have made a wiser decision. But if you, and not in this article, but if you look at the other article that I'm going to post, even the transgender person's, I believe it was his sister. I think it was his sister. Even she said, I understand him getting upset. Well, basically what she was saying was he didn't have to kill my brother is what she was saying. And she was crying and she was saying, you know, she said she understood why he got upset. So yeah, I mean, it's expected for a person to get upset. And, you know, let me see if I can find this video down here. Yeah, this is it right here. Let's see if we can get this to play, and then we'll wrap it up. Sorry if you hear some noise in the background. I'm drying some clothes right now, so.
We had the surveillance video of the suspect, and which led to information coming in, and which led to his arrest today. So we've worked hard on this case. Our investigators have worked hard, you know, Saturday night, all day yesterday, Sunday, and here we are Monday afternoon with an arrest. So he is in the military, and he was stationed out here doing some training at Keesler. And that's where we were notified that he was there. And so we started working closely with federal agencies, Keesler, and it just, you know, all came together for us. So we still got some more work that we're doing on it, and so we should have some more information maybe tomorrow.
Okay. So yeah. So that's it, people. I just wanted to touch on that. I started not to, but like I said, I couldn't get this situation out of my mind. So I said, you know, the only way you're going to get this out of your mind, just go ahead and post a video on it. And obviously it's important to you. It's a message you want to get out there. So, yeah, man. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it short, guys. And it's Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and I'm out here on the bay. So some of you guys might be about to get ready to go to bed now if you're over on the East Coast or whatever. But let me see if I can cut this down. I don't know what this is. Okay. Yeah, that looked like another story. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short, guys, and enjoy the rest of the evening with my family. And I hope you guys do the same and stay safe.